let's see what I got going on this week. So I have the quarter cow, and that is some ground beef. I did add a smidge of fat to it. It is looking really, really good. So I'm gonna plate that up. And dadgum, I didn't order the tripod this week. I was not thinking about it. Plus they're not cheap, so that was low on my, it's Christmas, so you know, Christmas kind of is more important. Anyway, so still doing this for lunches. Last week I patted them out and had hamburgers. This week just for quick and you know, so for comfort and ease, I don't have to do a bunch of stuff. I just ground. I did not add liver this week. Forgot to defrost it, and so yeah, this is my ground beef. That little boy. The ground beef is in here. Ground beef. Got it from Rice Processing. Let me rephrase that. They put this together, but I ordered, it's from my quarter cow that I got. So anyway, I am going to put that into containers. I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, there we go. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I only worked 3 days this week, but family's coming to town, so this will be something extra that I can just grab and take with me if they're having a meal that doesn't have a good meat source that I can eat. Like if they decide they want something like fried chicken, which my family doesn't really eat a lot of high-breaded stuff, but you never know. So anyway, like I said, I'll have an extra one at the house that I can grab and take along. What I had done last week was I made those 1-pound burgers. So much of that fat rendered and was lost. I mean, you know, I get 72.27, I think. So with from Aldi's, that's what the other was. So this had a little bit, but like I said, I did put a little bit of fat in there from the suet that I had. Beep, Sam. Watch out, Bubby. You gotta move, mister. So I'm still working on this. This is one of the 2 big hunks of fat that I got with the cow. Is the ground beef in there? Yep, I can double check. I think it, yep, 73.27. So, you know, math isn't my strong suit, but I still have a whole lot of steaks left. So anyway, so what I did this week was I had the burger, and then I took like maybe 2-3 pieces of bacon for the added fat, along with a couple eggs, and then the burger. So that's what I had for my lunches this past week. So this upcoming week, since I did add a little extra fat in there, I might put maybe like a couple little tiny chunks of cheese in here and take it with me. I'm not really sure. I've been really trying to use cheese as more of a garnish and not a side dish. Some people have a problem with cheese because it causes them to crave and other higher carb things, or they have a problem with dairy in general. So just to help protect me from any potential problems, I've been, the only dairy I've really messed with was a splash of heavy cream in my coffee. So like I said, this will be my lunches. So then step over here. Oh, and I did not salt them. I got to thinking about it and I forgot. So I do keep a Redmond's real salt at work. So I'll be able to salt it there. So that's not a huge ordeal. I'll just warm it up, add some salt, and go to town on it. And for those who think, oh my gosh, I get so tired of that, you really don't. It really is not restrictive. When you compare it to, the life I was living before, physically, not being able to get up, not being able to walk around freely and without pain, which is more restrictive. You kind of have to really process that in your own mind. Is it intake food-wise, restrictive? Yeah, but I have no more cravings for anything else whatsoever. I truly crave ground beef and steak. So I look forward to eating that every day. So anyway, so that'll be lunches. And then suppers, I'll grab one of those steaks that's in the refrigerator or freezer. I've been rotating them out to defrost. So another thing that people talk about as far as, because one of the things that, as far as getting everything you can, you will, watching a lot of the science-y YouTube videos, you'll hear about nose to tail. Well, for nose to tail, for one of the things in nose to tail, they talk about eating the organs, but also a lack of people getting collagen. So that's that keto collagen you see back there. But another way people get it is from using soup bones and processing their own bone broth. So that is what this is in my crock pot. I've got it down on low. And I just started this morning. Sometimes people add chicken feet, and I'm not. I'm not mentally there yet. This is as good as I can do right now, mentally. So I've got, that is a piece of bone that was in a steak that I ate the other day. And these are some soup bones. Underneath there's some other bones that came out of steaks. So these are going to just cook on low I'm probably going to let it go about 24 hours. And then tomorrow I'll pour out the broth and then add more water and let it keep going. So then I'll pull the bones out after I've made 2 batches, and then I will toss the bones and start over. So from here on out, anytime I eat something with a bone, if I'm out and have a steak, in-bone steak or whatever, I will bring that home, and then again I'll save them in the freezer until I'm ready to cook them. So so I'm making, this is my own, like I said, my own bones and water mixture. I also did not salt this, so if it comes time to where I want to drink some, I'll probably drink. Hopefully I can put it in something where I can maybe drink for a little bit each day. But my game plan is I'll salt it whenever I'm ready, when I'm eating it. I didn't want to give it too much flavor from the salt because, I may use it to cook with. Like I said, and I'll use it to drink just to get some of that excess collagen in my system. So that is my food prep this week. It was my lunches, my extra collagen drinks, and then the steaks that we have in here. I've got a few that are defrosting. I had a good sirloin last night. What do we have up here that's defrosting? What's this little jobber? A little ribeye steak. So I think there's 2 in there. So I'll cook those up for supper. And this jobber, oh boy, here's an arm steak. I had one and it was the hardest, toughest thing. I tell you, I thought I was chewing on a saddle. But I think that's the last one I have. So I'm gonna beat the snot out of it. And then this right here is a chuck roast steak. That was pretty good. I hit that pretty good with my tenderizing hammer. And that that was really good. Oh, and there's my and well, my phone rang. So anyway, I don't know where I was, but this was a chuck roast. So that's cut at 1 inch thick. So I'll have that probably tomorrow evening. Because Saturdays I tend to just eat one meal. I don't really know why. It's just kind of where I'm at. So I put away the ground beef, and there's that andouille. That's some good stuff, Maynard. Back there's a little bit of bacon grease. So, and I picked up some of these carbonated waters. I don't like the carbonation, so I tend to kind of swirl a little bit of that out, but sometimes you just want a little flavor. Doesn't matter if it's sweet or not, you just want a little flavor in your water. So, but you know, not sweetener isn't a good thing, so anyway, that's what I know, and that's the game plan for this week. Lunches for the ground beef, and I'll let you know how this turns out. I'll probably let you know next week how it turned out and if it was any good or not, because this is my first time doing it, so it may be disgusting for all I know. All right, well, have a good evening. Bye. So this was the broth. This one, that's the first batch I made. You can tell it's solidified. There's some meat pieces down there. So I made 2 batches. The first one had too much water in it. So I had that one, and I put 2 others in the freezer. And that's that. And I just poured these 2 out. So you'll see they have a top layer of fat, which I will most assuredly leave in there. So that is the beautiful bone broth that I have, and it's gonna be so yummy. So anyway, that's the bone broth that I made. I cooked it for almost 24 hours on low in the crock pot with all the bones and stuff. And hang on, I gotta close the freezer. Here's the bones stripped of the meat. I'm about to pull the bones out and toss those, and then set the meat aside and let it cool off and give the dogs a special treat. So there you go. That's my bone broth.